10 Facts About Code Geass You Don't Know. Goro Taniguchi, director, and Ichiro Okochi, writer, collaborated to create a series that combined the intensity of mecha battles with the complexity of moral dilemmas. They sought to break away from traditional mecha narratives, infusing Code Geass with themes of rebellion, sacrifice, and the ethical consequences of power. Their collaboration emphasized not just the physical battles, but the psychological warfare. Clamp designed the characters. The involvement of Clamp, a legendary manga artist group known for series like Cardcaptor Sakura and X 1999, gave Code Geass its unique visual identity. Clamp's intricate designs, characterized by elongated proportions and striking details, were crucial in setting the series apart from other mecha anime. Their expertise also helped to create visually iconic characters like Lelouch and CC. The original title, Code Geass, Lelouch of the Revolution. Initially titled Code Geass, Lelouch of the Revolution, the name was later changed to Lelouch of the Rebellion to emphasize the personal journey of Lelouch as a revolutionary. The new title also resonated more with global audiences, highlighting the anti-authoritarian themes central to the story. The term Geass inspired by Celtic mythology. The word Geass was derived from the Celtic term Geass, which refers to a magical obligation, bond, or curse. In Celtic lore, a Geass often came with strict rules and dire consequences, much like the contracts formed in the series. This connection enriches the lore of Code Geass, rooting its fantastical elements in real-world mythology. Lelouch's mask and Zero persona, inspired by historical revolutionaries. The idea of Lelouch's masked identity as Zero was inspired by real-world revolutionaries and fictional characters who used anonymity to lead movements. Figures like Guy Fawkes, Zorro, and even modern activists symbolize the power of a hidden identity to inspire and unite people against oppressive systems. Zero's mask serves both as a practical disguise and as a symbol of rebellion. Influence of the Count of Monte Cristo. The Count of Monte Cristo, a novel by Alexandre Dumas, was a key influence on Lelouch's character. Like Edmond Dantes, Lelouch is driven by revenge against a corrupt system, using intelligence, strategy, and manipulation to achieve his goals. Both characters also grapple with moral ambiguity, questioning whether their ends justify the means. Sunrise Studios' hesitation. Despite the strong vision of the creators, Sunrise, the animation studio, was initially hesitant to greenlight Code Geass. The series' ambitious themes, including its political undertones and morally complex protagonist, were considered risky. However, the creators' passion and the unique premise eventually convinced the studio to proceed. The chess motif. Chess serves as a recurring motif throughout Code Geass, representing Lelouch's strategic mind and his ability to view situations as a game of tactics. It also symbolizes the larger political gamesmanship at play, with Lelouch positioning himself as the king, sacrificing pieces, people, and allies to achieve his ultimate goal. Key scenes, like the chess match in the first episode, established this metaphor early on. Lelouch originally conceptualized as an older character. In the initial drafts, Lelouch was envisioned as an older man, reflecting a more traditional anti-hero archetype. However, to make the series more relatable to younger audiences, the creators reimagined him as a high school student. This change not only broadened the show's appeal, but also added depth to Lelouch's struggles as he balances the life of a student with his revolutionary ambitions. Popularity extended the series. Code Geass was originally planned as a standalone series. However, its massive popularity both in Japan and internationally led to the creation of R2 and multiple spin-offs, including Akito the Exiled and Lelouch of the Resurrection. The extension allowed for deeper exploration of its characters, world, and the consequences of Lelouch's actions. The series was originally pitched as a Gundam spin-off. When Goro Taniguchi and Ichiro Okochi first pitched the concept of Code Geass, they considered situating the story within the established Gundam universe. Their idea revolved around themes of war, rebellion, and morally complex protagonists, which fit well with the Gundam franchise's tradition. However, as the narrative and character designs evolved, it became clear that Code Geass was distinct in its tone and themes. Lelouch's Geass was originally meant to be time manipulation. In the early stages of development, Lelouch's power, the Geass, was envisioned as the ability to manipulate time. This idea aligned with the overarching themes of strategy and control, as Lelouch could theoretically alter events to fit his plans. However, the creators decided that time manipulation was too overpowered and lacked narrative tension. They revised the ability to focus on psychological control, which better aligned with Lelouch's personality. His Geass of absolute obedience forces others to follow his commands, reflecting his desire to dominate situations and people, a power more fitting for his role as a tactician. CC's design was inspired by the femme fatale archetype. The enigmatic CC is one of the most striking and memorable characters in Code Geass, with her design and personality drawing heavily from the femme fatale archetype. This archetype, seen in literature and cinema, represents mysterious, alluring women who often bring danger or transformation to the protagonists. CC's green hair, piercing gaze, and otherworldly demeanor set beyond her appearance, her cryptic dialogue, and refusal to fully explain her motives add to her mystique, making her both a guide and a foil to Lelouch's journey. Her immortal nature and tragic past further deepen her character, creating a compelling counterpart to Lelouch's mortal struggles. The ending was written before production began. Unlike many anime series that adapt ongoing manga or light novels, Code Geass was an original production with a clearly defined story arc. Taniguchi and Okochi planned the ending from the outset, ensuring that every twist, betrayal, and triumph would serve the final narrative. The carefully constructed Zero Requiem, Lelouch's ultimate plan, ties together themes of sacrifice and justice in a way that feels both inevitable and impactful. This pre-planned structure allowed the series to maintain a tight narrative focus, avoiding the filler or meandering storylines common in some long-running series. The Geass symbol represents infinite loops and consequences. The Geass symbol, resembling an ornate eye, is rich in symbolism. It reflects the idea of power as an infinite cycle, something that can grant great strength but also consume its wielder. The Ouroboros, an ancient symbol of a snake or dragon eating its own tail, directly influenced this design. The Ouroboros represents cycles, infinity, and self-destruction, all of which are central themes in Code Geass. Lelouch's Geass grants him the ability to shape destiny, but it also isolates him, as his reliance on the power erodes trust and relationships. Other characters, such as Mao and Charles Z. Britannia, demonstrate how Geass users often succumb to their abilities, reinforcing the dual-edged nature of power. The Pizza Hut sponsorship was cut from international releases. In Japan, Pizza Hut was a major sponsor for Code Geass, leading to product placement throughout the series. CC, in particular, is frequently shown enjoying pizza, with Pizza Hut's logo prominently displayed in scenes. This quirk became a defining characteristic of CC, symbolizing her childlike indulgence and contrasting with her otherwise somber demeanor. However, for international releases, these placements were edited out due to licensing issues, leaving only subtle nods to Pizza Hut's involvement. Despite this, the association remains iconic among fans, with CC often depicted enjoying pizza in fan art and promotional material. The character of Suzaku reflects post-war Japan's struggles. Suzaku Kururugi, Lelouch's childhood friend and eventual rival, was designed to reflect the complex identity struggles of post-war Japan. After World War II, Japan faced the challenge of rebuilding its nation while integrating with Western powers. Suzaku embodies this conflict through his role as an honorary Britannian, seeking to reform the empire from within despite its systemic oppression. His internal struggle wanting to uphold justice while serving an unjust system parallels the historical tension between preserving Japanese culture and embracing modernization. This layered characterization makes Suzaku one of the most divisive and thought-provoking characters in the series. Lelouch's name was designed to sound exotic and noble. The creators of Code Geass wanted Lelouch's name to reflect his aristocratic background while also standing out as unique. The name Lelouch was crafted to sound exotic, with French influences lending it a sense of nobility and refinement. His surname, Lamperouge, translates to red lamp in French, symbolizing danger and rebellion. This deliberate naming aligns with Lelouch's dual identity as both a Britannian prince and the revolutionary leader Zero, adding a layer of symbolic resonance to his character. The Black Knights are inspired by the Samurai Code. The Black Knights, Lelouch's revolutionary army, draw inspiration from Japan's samurai traditions. The samurai were warriors who followed the Bushido code, emphasizing honor, loyalty, and sacrifice. These values are reflected in the Black Knight's unwavering dedication to their cause and their leader, even their black uniforms evoke the imagery of traditional samurai armor. The parallels are most evident in characters like Colin Kozuki, whose passionate commitment to Zero mirrors the devotion of a loyal retainer to their daimyo. This connection to Japan's historical warrior class adds depth to the Black Knight's role as both protectors and rebels. Code Geass inspired real-world protests. The themes of rebellion and justice in Code Geass resonated deeply with audiences, inspiring real-world activism. In 2011, during protests such as the Occupy Wall Street movement, fans of the series donned Zero masks to symbolize their fight against corruption and authoritarianism. The use of Zero's mask as a symbol of resistance mirrored the way Lelouch used it in the series to unify the oppressed and challenge authority. This cultural impact highlights the timeless and universal nature of the struggles depicted in Code Geass, demonstrating its ability to inspire action beyond the screen.